What is going on, guys? It's your boy Ram here, your favorite Radiant player, and in today's video I'm going to be showing you how to use Aimlabs to aim like a Radiant player. Now I'm sure most of you guys watching this have seen Tens play gridshot and think that if you grind gridshot you're going to instantly become insane at Valorant, but in reality there's going to be tons of aspects of your aim that you are probably going to be neglecting. So I'm just going to simplify it and show you a routine of Aimlab tasks you can use to get the best aim in the shortest amount of time. And if you want to watch me play live, make sure to check out my Twitch at twitch.tv/remvalorant. And I'm also going to be giving away a only 2.0 bundle to one person who likes this video and comments hashtag installed Valorant Tracker, who is, by the way, today's lovely video sponsor. Valorant Tracker is another great way to improve and is completely free. Using the guides tab on Valorant Tracker can show you lineups or setups for every agent while you're mid-game, which is one of the reasons I personally recommend using it. You can also easily check your lifetime stats for your account, including agents, to see which agents you struggle with and should avoid, which weapons you aren't the best with as well and should try to improve with, and even what maps you need to work on. Best of all, this info will give you an insight on which aspects of your gameplay need the most work. It even has a match history tab to show you all of your recent games so you can visually see if you're having an off day and should take a break for the day. The live match feature is also really cool, as you can see a visual breakdown of all the ranks and stats of your team and the other team while you are in game with them. I love using Valorant Tracker to get map insights to gain an edge. Use the link below to download yourself and let me know how it helps you. Now let's get back to the video. So before we can start aim training for new Aimlabs users, let's make sure your game is optimized so you can build some good muscle memory and have the smoothest experience by boosting your FPS and tweaking around a few settings. First, we're going to start with sensitivity, so go to custom and then settings optimizer and then click sensitivity. Go through here and type in your DPI, and then this is going to be a 10-minute test to find you a good sensitivity for Aimlabs and Valorant. Now for Crosshair, this is pretty self-explanatory. Crosshairs on Aimlabs are all subjective. You can use whatever. I'd recommend a color that doesn't contrast with the targets. So I would just play around with your color settings. For me, I have it on green, which is G255 and A255, both of these on 0. And then for visual, the things that you want to turn off is shadows. You're going to turn this on hide. It'll help with FPS a little bit. And all of these are personal preference here, in my opinion. I have a dark grid on just because the default is not too visually appealing, and I like the black. It makes it easier to see the targets. And then for graphics, make sure you're on your highest display refresh rate. And then we're going to go to our graphics quality, turn it to fastest. And then all of these FX, you're going to want to turn off. This will really mess with your FPS and just take a lot out of your PC. So make sure to turn these off and then click save. After you've done that, go back to controls. Make sure your game profile is set to Valorant. What this does is it will select a use for sensitivity and field of view conversions to the game profile that you're using it for. So for us, we're going to do Valorant, obviously, as this is a Valorant guide. And make sure you're on letterbox for aspect ratio method. And then put your sensitivity on. And then what you're going to want to do is click save. Then finally, we're going to go to game, and the settings that I change is I make the camera mode first person, and then weapon visibility I have turned off, weapon recoil I have turned off, and weapon sway I have turned off. I found this helps with FPS, so I'd recommend using this as well. So the last setting you're going to want to touch is your targets. So since I have a green crosshair, I'm going to want targets that directly contrast that so it doesn't blend in with the target. So my target color is red, which is a direct contrast of green. My target hit color I have on green, so I know that I've hit it. And my miss color is yellow, so I just have all these. And as you can see from the graph that you'll see on screen now, these are all direct contrast, so if you have a different crosshair color, you can contrast it in that way. So first, we're going to start with DecisionShot Speed. And the reason I picked this one is because in tasks like gridshot, you typically aim at the targets off of just like pure reflex and hand-eye coordination and don't ever really take time to process the targets. I personally feel like this task is good for Valorant because it puts some of the thinking back into your aim. And this will really help you with things like target selection when there's multiple enemies on your screen and deciding which target to aim for first. This task involves shooting the middle circle, and then when it'll split into 2 targets and you'll have to shoot the same color you originally shot before it broke into the 2. StrafeTrack Ultimate, and the reason I picked a tracking task is because tracking is one of the things that most players that play hit-scan FPS games like Valorant will struggle with. Since the game is mostly point and click, when players get into situations where they need to track a moving target, like spraying while they're moving for example, they really struggle with it, even at the Radiant level, so it's definitely going to be one of the top picks for people to work on. Now, one of my personal favorites that I got from 100 Thieves Cryo's aim routine is SpiderShot Precision. This one is extremely good at focusing on being precise and accurate. Tasks like gridshot are all about speed, and most people end up sacrificing being precise, and this will build a bad habit. Taking your time to aim and line up a shot on a game like Valorant is much more beneficial than just flicking to a target as fast as you can and shooting and whiffing. So when playing tasks like this, it's important to remember scores don't actually matter, and to aim slowly and precisely at these targets and try your best not to miss. Build some good muscle memory and it'll translate into game. I'm also going to include SixShot Ultimate for the same reason. It's just another task about being precise and accurate while shooting, but the targets are slightly smaller, so it's going to add a little bit of difficulty. Remember, your AimLab scores do not matter and practice makes perfect. Now we're going to touch on MotionShot Speed, and this one is important because it trains you after shooting the target to always recenter your crosshair to the middle of your screen. The same thing you should be doing after getting a frag on Valorant. You always should recenter your crosshair placement, and this task would be more beneficial to newer players. So I wouldn't say this one is completely necessary unless you are new to TAC FPS games. Now we are going to touch on MicroShot Speed. This one is extremely important because the targets are typically not going to be too far away from each other. Since most Valorant players are going to have decent to good crosshair placement, most adjustments in your aim will be micro adjustments, and that is something that tons of players, including myself, have struggled with. Again, just because this is a speed playlist doesn't mean you have to be fast. Focus on accuracy before speed. And finally, we are going to be doing SwitchTrack Ultimate, which is all about target tracking and target switching. Not only does this task focus on your tracking ability, but also about switching to another target. For example, if you're spraying and tracking an enemy on Valorant and then go for a spray transfer, this is what it would look like. Thank you guys all so much for watching today's video. If you did enjoy it, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe. It really helps out the channel a ton. And another big shout out to our channel members for supporting the channel. You can see their names on the screen now. And also, if you'd like to watch me play live, don't forget to check out my Twitch at twitch.tv/remvalorant. And if you have any questions at all, feel free to drop them in the comment section below. And I'm going to try and read them all. And if you think I missed any tasks that would be really good or beneficial to help other people, feel free to comment them down below for others to see as well. And if you want to stay up to date with me, make sure to join my Discord and follow me on Twitter. And thanks for watching, and peace out.